Hi, good morning, everyone. We're so excited about this device. I am stoked about it. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds to allow a couple of people to come on, and then we're going to get straight into it. All
Everyone's starting to come in, which is
right,
great.
that's great. Welcome, everyone. Please comment. You know, Jess and I love interaction when we do these webinars. We love hearing from you. We love answering all of your questions. So if you can type in the chat box where you're from, what salon you're from. If you are an existing PBS salon partner of ours, you're welcome. If you're new to PBS, you're also very welcome. But we'd love to find out where you're all from. And we really encourage and really welcome questions, don't we, Jess? We love them.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
oh, we've got some comments in already. Hi, Michelle. Michelle is from Pleasant Beauty. Welcome, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. We've got Fatima as well. Hello. You're very welcome, Fatima. Thank you for joining us. Right. I think,
Perfect.
shall we get started?
Yes, let's get started.
Great. Hey, Julie. Right. Okay. This is all about introducing One Need Pro. Let's get into it.
I love that video. So exciting.
It's a great looking pen, isn't it?
It
Well,
is.
welcome everyone. Today is all about our official launch of our One Need Pro, our new needling device. Our One Need Pro is the most advanced medical grade needling device currently on the market, and we're really excited to tell you what that means. One Need Pro is from Campomats. It's an Italian medical device manufacturer. Campomats was founded, I think, back in 2019, and it's part of a team group made of 12 different independent companies located in the areas of San Marino, Rimini, all along that beautiful Italian Adriatic coast. One Need Pro is designed and manufactured, of course, in Italy. And that's what we got really excited about, because I feel like what the Italians do best is how they create just their luxury, their premium, and you can really tell that with this pen. Like, it feels luxury in the hand. Like, I think for me personally, I've been, needling a long time now, and I just love how balanced this pen feels in the hand. You can tell that the manufacturing is really premium on this. And it's the only needling device in the world to hold a Class 2B medical device certification. Campomats also holds 6 different international patents for their no flow, which is an anti-contamination system that is also TGA registered. And we know how important that is for our clients here in Australia. I'm going to go into that in a little bit more detail, though. What does that really mean about that no flow? And Jess will explain how important that is as well. So as you guys always know, with Professional Beauty Solutions and Matt and Lisa, our job when they find new devices, or when they, search for them devices across the planet, there's 3 things that are always really important. Number 1 is safety, right, Jess?
Yeah.
The safety features on our devices have to be, worldwide, global standard, but also meet our TGA regulations here in Australia. They also have to be super effective in terms of delivering results. And the third thing that's really important to us as well is whether they're profitable, right? So, does the device have enough room to make lots of profit for our salons as well? So there are three things that we take really seriously when introducing a new device. And this device ticked all of them criterias for us really easily. So who is the One Knee Pro for? I feel like any salon that's looking for a device that's able to treat all skin types and concerns. I love this pen again. We're all about multifunctional devices here at PBS. So devices that don't just fit one kind of treatment concern for your clients, but can fit multiple problems for your clients. And this pen, as you'll discover, is able to treat 99% of clients that walk through that door. What I love about this pen is you're going to not just be able to use it as a standalone treatment, you're also going to be able to add it to existing skin treatments on your menu and other modalities to elevate your clients' results. The One Knee Pro is the least painful experience I've ever had with skin needling. And we're going to tell you why. It offers pretty much pain-free treatments. So no need for numbing cream with our One Knee Pro. And what we also love is the flexibility that this device has. It is a 3-in-1 device, meaning there's 3 treatments in one. And I love that you can offer it to them entry-level clients, the most sensitive skins, them clients that are absolutely terrified of needling. It's got a really great treatment option available for them clients. But also you can go right up to your most advanced client concerns. Things like stretch marks and, scar revision and acne pitting, and the most complicated or the most advanced aging skins are going to be ideal for this pen too. So it's got a real wide range of scope on who you can treat with it. Our One Knee Pro is essentially 3 treatments in one pen. We have a microneedling system. We have a micro pricking, which is kind of a new treatment in us. Well, I don't know, it's kind of new in Australia, right? It's not new in Europe really, but they do a lot of micro pricking in Europe. And then we also have what we call our nano peel tip, which is kind of like a form of microdermabrasion. But we're going to talk to you a little bit about what they are. What I wanted to talk a little bit about as well, Jess, was the One Knee Pro has obtained what they call a patented performance in terms of, they call it PDDS. So they have performance deep double system on the calibration of the depth of their needles, which is obtained worldwide. And it's approved in places like America, and it's unique in Europe. And that has allowed them to give the precision of their penetration depth of their needles, which, because they are so precise in their calibration on the needles, they have been able to launch their treatments in hospitals for reconstructive tattooing of the areola, even in the presence of silicone implants and after cycles of chemo and radiation or radiotherapy. So their no-flow patented anti-cross contamination, which avoids cross contamination between the handpiece and the cartridge. They've obtained this in, I think, 6 different countries now. It's patented internationally. So we're really excited to kind of share that with you, because that's something that's really unique to this pen. And that's why it's been classified as nearly the highest medical grade system on a needling device that you can get. We'll talk a little bit more in detail about that too. But Jess, why One Knee Pro, right? You love the nano peel tip. I know you do. By the way, we did a bit of a soft launch last month with this, and we've already sold out of the nano peel tips, but I believe they're back in stock today. Jess will talk about why we sold out of them. We didn't order enough of them, did we, Jess?
Exactly.
Yeah. What I love. So I love that it's 3 treatments in one pen.
My favorite thing is that it's quiet. It is whisper quiet.
I think that's really important to talk about. I think any clients or customers that you guys have out there that are you're introducing to needling, there's a little bit of fear around it, right? And it's not just the fear around the pain, it can be the fear around they're in that treatment. And I don't know if any of you that have existing needling pens out there, if you do, I would love to know from you guys, is it noisy? Because one of the biggest complaints I get from my salon partners is, I want a pen that isn't noisy. The pen that I have now, the oscillation, like you can really hear it like pounding the skin. With this pen, It is so quiet. It's the quietest pen on the market. It has that no flow, no cross contamination. It is cordless as well as wired for flexibility. So it's got a 2 meter, I think, cord length, which is insane. And it can hold 20 treatments on full charge. So you can do full 20 treatments without a cord with it. It's got 6 speeds. So no matter whether you're a therapist that is experienced and you like to work quickly, you've got it, or whether you're a junior and you're new to this, there's a speed in there that's really suitable for all kind of levels of skill. And then we've got our medical CE class 2B, premium manufacturing. That's one thing the Italians do really well. Beautiful luxury feel and real superior results. So let's get into it. Let's start with our anti-backflow system, Jess. We
Yeah.
know
So
that this is really painted, right? It's new, but can you tell us a little bit about how it works and why is it special?
So these are our little cartridges here. And if you can see, you've got this little plastic sheath that comes all the way around. So it goes all the way through here. Now, the benefit of this is normal traditional anti-backflow systems will have just like a little piece up in the middle here that will just absorb whatever blood or pathogens are coming through. Now, when you're doing these treatments and you've got this going up and down, you can get fluids that suck through into that whole tip. So what's happening is as it's coming through, everything, if there does bypass through here, will come down into this plastic sheath and get stuck into here and never into your device. So everything that will come through here, this is a very durable material that will not break. Okay, so you will have no problem about that having ever breaking. It's so strong through there. And that's what we call its patented and no flow system. Nothing is bypassing this needle whatsoever. So completely 100% safe to use for your clients without having the risk of contaminating your device.
Love that. Can you still see the screen, Jess? I'm hoping
You just need to go back into presenter mode.
Oh, thank you, Jess. I wanted to take it off so that they could see that for you. So that's sorry, I might not be able to do that again. Hold on, let's share that. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Sharing screen. There we go.
That's better.
Thanks, Jess. So I love that about them. And Jess, does that eliminate the things for like plastic sheets and cover on the handpiece as well? Because people can save a lot of money with things like that. Or do we still recommend that you cover it with a plastic sheet?
Look, that's purely optional. That's completely personal choice of if you wish to do that or not. Because you know you're not going to get any blood coming through there, it does eliminate that. But if somebody does prefer to do that for their own measures, yes, you can still do that. But it does reduce that cost as well for you.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. That silicone membrane is collecting all pathogens really inside of it. So we're completely avoiding that passage through to the handpiece anyway, right? So
Definitely.
love that. What else could we say about this? I know that it's a 33 gauge needles. Is that right, Jess? And they're made of surgical steel on there.
They are definitely, and you've got 0.18 diameter of your needle depth. They are some of the thinnest needles on the market. They've got that true calibration and accuracy in every treatment that you do with their PDDS. So you know you're going to get that true accuracy, but just that safety is just top notch. You're not going to get that safety feature in any other device. So these are all TGA approved, as well as got their patents out on that as well.
I love that because it's not just good enough that the pen or the device itself has TGA approval, the cartridges need to be TGA approved as well. And for any of you out there as well that has an existing device, there has been problems, I think, in our country, in Australia in the past with them things being issues. So really important that them cartridges are really safe as well as the pen. Right, Jess, these are our 3 tips. We have the first tip, which we love, and we can tell our customers are already in love with this because we've sold out on that first launch. We have the Nano Peel. This is 130 rounded kind of advanced exfoliation kind of tips within that cartridge. And this is an ideal treatment to, I suppose, elevate any facial or
Mm.
skin result. Can be added to a peel, could be added to LED or microcurrent. I'm really obsessed with this. Can you tell us a little bit about the nano peel tip? I know we'll go into a bit more detail, but
Yeah.
what do you love the most about it, Jess?
So I love that it is versatile. So when we're using this tip, we can use it in multiple ways. We can use it dry on the skin for a dry exfoliation, which is really nice. And then you can use it combined with any of your, well, not any of your peels, but some of your peels. So I've used it alongside our enzyme peels, and it's beautiful. Put your enzyme peel on and then work this in over the top, and it will just help to accelerate that exfoliation. But also, because as it's going down into the skin, it's actually helping to penetrate that product and that peel deeper into the skin to maximize those results. So I've actually tried this dry first, and then I have gone over with my enzyme peel over the top, and the results were phenomenal. There
Amazing.
was no irritation or anything
Yeah.
like that afterwards, or any, you know, how after a micro, sometimes there's that grazing and that
Yep.
soreness. You do not get any of that in there, but you get this beautiful, bright, glowing, even skin afterwards.
I love that. And it's probably better option for that more sensitive skin in compared to microdermabrasion. It's not as intense, right? I
Definitely.
prefer it on my own
Yeah.
skin. It feels better. So that's the first tip, right? Then we've got our
Hmm.
micro pricking. This is kind of new, right? What I loved about this was it's that bleeding free treatment, that non-invasive stimulation and that gentle skin rejuvenation. It's got 9 needles and the depth is only 0 to 0.3 millimeter
Hmm.
depth to the skin. I love this for textural issues, but we're going to go into that in a bit more detail in a minute. I really want you to go into that one, Jess, because I think it's impressive the amount of concerns that one can really target.
Yeah.
And anyway, and then we've got ultimately what most people buy a skin needling device for is our micro needling tip or our collagen induction tip. And this is again a medical grade needling. 9 needles again, but this goes up to 0 to 2.5. So any of you that know that we've already that might maybe be a mesopen stockist here, I think the key difference with this needle depth is it goes a little bit deeper than our meso pen, right, Jess? So it's
Yes.
really good this one for scar tissue and stretch marks, and especially that more acne pitching, that deeper scarring and really deep wrinkles, right?
Yeah.
We'll go into that too. But let's talk a little bit more on what the nano peel tip first, Jess, because this is, I think, the best first treatment option to open and prepare that skin before a cycle of microneedling, right? So, but you tell us tell us what you really want to target with this.
So this is good for anyone and everyone. So this is really that good starting point. So think of it as well. A lot of the times when you do a needling treatment, a lot of you will put a peel on first and
Mhm.
have that skin, remove all that dead skin that's stopping those needles from penetrating nice and evenly on the skin. So if you do a nano peel first before your treatment, you're removing all of that dead skin and then allowing that better result of your needling treatment. So it works to as well to enhance your needling. But it's a fantastic standalone treatment as well at the same time. So you could purely just use this, like I said, dry. You can use it dry and then alongside. You don't have to use a peel if you don't want to. And on there, you could use a serum. You could
Yeah,
put a serum onto the skin and then work it in over the serum. Not only is it going to push that serum in deeper into the skin, but it's going to provide that little bit of slip and extra exfoliation at the same time. So it can be that standalone service. It can be added onto any service that you have in your salon. You could do it as a peel. You could do it before an LED treatment. You could do it before a microcurrent. You could do it before your needling. Whatever you are wanting to achieve, you can do that. So fantastic for pigmentation, increasing the microcirculation into the skin. Fantastic for uneven skin texture, congestion, all of those sorts of things where you really want to enhance and make that skin stronger and healthier as well. This is where you're going to get that be able to up level your clients.
exactly. Love that, Jess. I think who is really the perfect nanopeel client? Ultimately, it's essentially everyone,
Yeah.
but especially them clients that have fine lines and wrinkles. They've got textural issues, like Jess said. They've got, they just want to overall improve skin tone, make it brighter, improve microcirculation, reducing discoloration, sun damage. And again, like Jess said, it can be used as a standalone treatment or it can be used in conjunction with serums to enhance penetration. It can be complementing a peel. I think it sits really well with LED because we know LED, anything that's dead skin acts as a barrier for LED. So prepping that skin before applying LED with this treatment is going to be a really great result for you.
And
One
just
of
to add, Denise, even a sensitive skin, because even the
yes,
most sensitive skins can
yeah.
use this, a traditional microdermabrasion is just not going to be that skin that you're going to do
My
exfoliation on.
skin
But
doesn't love that because I've got
yeah,
rosacea, but I can handle this so easily, so
definitely,
well. It feels
definitely.
so gentle, but you
Yes.
also feel like you're stimulating. You also feel like it's working. It's not
Yeah.
too mild where you're like, oh, that didn't do anything. And afterwards, your skin just feels super smooth, silky.
Yeah.
Like it just feels amazing. And it's brilliant before an event or a night out. Your makeup just glides on perfectly with this. I love that, Jess, you created our own image treatment protocol for this tip. So in the manuals, we have a full treatment protocol that includes our arm. So any of you that are image stockists, we have a full protocol using our Armetic, which is an organic peel that's suitable for pregnancy. And that was one thing I loved about this. This is a perfect treatment for your pregnant clients, right?
Definitely. And I've even done it with the signature lift, which is one of my favorites. So we've created a protocol not only for the nano peel, but the nano peel and micro pricking together with image, which is such an amazing treatment, which we'll talk
Great.
about shortly, but definitely fantastic treatments just to elevate what you are doing now.
And I guess for the clients that are non-image stockists, so any of you that don't have image, you want to be looking at partnering this with typical enzyme peels
Mhm.
or superficial peels, organic peels that works really well with. That's not to say you can't do it with an AHA or a BHA too, but I suppose we wanted to be conservative with this. So the
Yeah.
superficial peels work really well and you can manage the outcome better, of course, with that. But let's move on to the second tip, which is called epidermal. Oh, we've got some photographs first, don't we, Jess?
We
Let's
do.
do that. I forgot we decided to pop them in here. So again, clarifying that your nano peel tip is suitable for all skins, including your sensitive. It will enhance peel performance, level up that exfoliation, can be added to any facial to enhance results. LED, think of things like microcurrent, LED, ultrasound, even RF on its own as a standalone and add-on with this would be so fantastic after doing our RF skin tightening. But you can do it dry, you can do it with a serum, or you can do it with a peel. Here are some, I'm so blown away. So this is before, talk us through these results, Jess.
Yeah, so we've got here some definite pigmentation issues here. So using the nano peel not only by itself, but enhancing with active ingredients to help penetrate and break up all of that pigmentation. We can see that there's definite textural issues. The skin's brighter, it's more glowing. If we've also got that beautiful exfoliated skin, whatever we put on it after is just going to be able to absorb and work more effectively as well. But you can see we've just done an exfoliation treatment and look how much that has broken up and lightened all of that pigment just after 2 nanopeel treatments.
2 treatments. Here's after just the one. Look at the
Yes.
hydration. Really great.
Yeah. Just remember that you're putting inactives into the skin at the same time. So you're helping to feed and plump at the same time as you're exfoliating that skin.
Yeah. And it really does enhance product
Yeah.
penetration of them great actives. Love
And you
that.
can turn, like we were saying before, it's suitable for all skin types. Because we've got the power from 1 to 6, we can increase the power and make it a stronger. But when we're working around the eyes, we can decrease that power and be more gentle. So
Really
we've got that
gentle.
ability to customize.
So talk us a little bit about that speed because you're talking about how fast it comes out or it oscillates, right, Jess?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
So definitely. So we've got different 6 speeds on that. So we can definitely increase that oscillation speed. And the more we're oscillating, obviously, the stronger the treatment and the more powerful and the faster the exfoliation is going to be, the more intense. So we can be able to manipulate that to maximize and work with whatever our clients' needs and concerns are and what's presenting in front of us at that time. So we always want to be able to elevate, don't we? We don't always want to max out on our first treatment. So having that option to have that elevation is really that game changer for us, and also stops us from being so bored in our treatments.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we don't want to scare off that first time client. Nice and
No.
entry level at the beginning, and then you can build exactly on that intensity as they come in for that second treatment, third treatment. Okay, this is the one that this was kind of new for me, learning about micro pricking, because I think I've never had a needling device that I've ever worked with in the past that had a specific tip for micro pricking. So this is what I'm really excited for the most. Again, it's more of a non-invasive way of treating the skin. It uses that small point applicator. We're only penetrating that epidermis about 0.15 to 0.3 millimeters. This treatment doesn't cause any bleeding, and it can be performed even during the summer periods, synthesis of new collagen as well. Though, I mean, just we know that everything we do in the epidermis essentially communicates to the dermis anyway, right? So I was
Exactly.
impressed with how much effect this had on the skin. There's that, you kind of think, oh, I've got to go deep to see great results. And often I think this progressive approach than just an aggressive approach to needling is, I think it's kind of changed how I view things myself as a therapist. And I'm much more open now to these types of treatments because I've seen the incredible results that this can do. And I think what's exciting is that not only are we able to cater for that client that wants a more advanced treatment, but maybe is not full ready for collagen induction therapy, or maybe doesn't need it. But what can our micropricking target? We know it targets that hyperpigment, the sun damage, that loss of tone, the mild wrinkles, especially on fine lines. Great for textural issues like enlarged pores. I love it for congestion and milia, and especially them acne grades 1 and 2. Obviously, we're avoiding pustules, but keratosis, that buildup of that thickening of that skin, mottled skin, like that epidermal freckling that you get, sun damage. I'm really impressed with the results from this. But just tell us a little bit about it from the clinical benefit and point of view from you.
Yeah, so I love this one because it is a maximum of 0.3. You can't put this needle depth any higher than that. So one, it makes it really nice, and it almost gives you that safety in mind that you know that if you're not sure how that skin's going to go, or you're not sure if that client's going to be able to tolerate it, is it their first time treatment? Are they scared of needles? Are they wanting a trauma-free treatment as such? Like, you're still creating that wound in the skin, and you're still creating that collagen induction therapy because we are creating a wound. However, we're being really gentle and working on that epidermis. So you don't have to worry about, okay, I've gone too deep. My client's going to get all this post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation because I've over-treated her. So if you are wanting to just do that treatment, and it might be that first-time client, or it might be that junior therapist who's not so confident on the machine, but you don't compromise with results. So because we are still creating that wound in the skin, and we are still working on that epidermis, and like Denise said, we're still doing all of those signals, and we are still stimulating collagen induction in that dermal junction to make changes in the skin, we're still really effective in getting our results. And the reason why they created this pen was because there were people who couldn't go to deep depths, and they weren't allowed to penetrate too deep. So when they created this and saw that they were still getting those clinical results with this shallow needle, it became like a game changer in the industry, because we know from different schools of thoughts, and over the year, we used to always think more trauma was better. And more trauma is not always better. It depends what you're wanting to treat. And so having this device that is really keeping that really controlled, we're really targeting what we want to target correctly. So if we're wanting to stay in the epidermis, if we're wanting to do more textural issues, if we're wanting to do more breaking up that epidermal pigment and stimulating new cell growth, we don't always have to go deep with that. And I think it's that mindset shift of deeper is better, and it's not always. A
Yes.
lot of the times, though, and you can see with this one, is they're just coming out. Like I said, it's 0.3 in this, so it keeps it really controlled for you. It gives it a really precise application every time it hits. There's no bend, there's no flex. It's a really short needle that hits precise each time. And that precise wound application that it's giving is what is giving that best maximum results with less trauma, less downtime. So you can have this treatment. And I had this treatment done, and my skin, I could tell I had a treatment done, but I didn't have all of that microneedling side effects.
Swelling and like
Yeah.
no downtime, the skin
Yeah.
recovery. But
I
I
could continue with my
yeah,
day.
continue your day and your skin was so plump and
Yes.
juicy.
Yep.
Like,
Everything that went into it, I still
yeah,
use my hyaluronic. I still actually use my fusion
yeah,
serum and actives to penetrate all of that in and give it that glow, give it that vibrancy,
yeah.
let all of that feed into my skin, but without all that trauma and side effects of needling. So we've got some fantastic before and afters. And the reason why I love the before and afters
Yes.
is because people are like, does it work? Does it really? But some of these results are absolutely phenomenal. So we've done some acne here. So you can see this, the congestion, and you don't really want to go too deep with some of these acne treatments.
Mhm.
We want to just stimulate that cell turnover. We want to break up that congestion. We want to free it. We want to allow it to come out onto that skin. So this is before and after 5 micro pricking,
That was
but this is the
fine.
one I love.
Yeah.
This is my one. So, or it's not my one. This is melasma. And we know melasma is so hard to hit. And a lot of people think with melasma, the deeper, the better. But we've got to remember where pigment is created in the skin.
Yeah.
And we don't actually have to go that deep. If you use this with other active ingredients to feed that skin and control that production of melanin and break it up, this is a game changer.
It
Without,
really
and especially
is.
that lip, how sore is that lip to go deep?
Yeah. And I have to say, this is really a popular treatment in Europe, especially we know that the therapists in Europe, they're not really allowed to work as deep as we are here, the beauty therapists anyway, that have their diplomas. But it is a really popular treatment. The salons do a bunch of these, and it's crazy. They're getting sometimes as good a result with
Yep,
that collagen induction tip as they are with their micro pricking tips. I was really
100%.
impressed with this. And I really see the rise in this type of a treatment within our clinics. I can foresee this being a very popular treatment. Um, and I think it's because there's isn't really anyone that's not going to be able, there's no need for numbing cream with this, Jess. Like, it's
Mm,
so easy. It's literally pain-free, but you still feel like you're getting this really impactful advanced treatment, but there's no pain. The downtime isn't there. And we know that customers want treatments now that don't have pain because they're smart. I think before we kind of thought, oh, pain is beauty, pain is beauty.
mhm.
Like, no, we can have really comfortable treatments now that the customers really enjoy, but have really high level results. And I think I love that for that reason. I really loved it. So we're super excited about that one. And next tip we're going to talk about is our most reason why people buy a needling device, Jess, right? Is for
Definitely.
collagen induction therapy. And our microneedling tip, which I love that it's a little deeper than our Mesopen Pro. So this goes to 2.5. Oh,
Are you
thank you. Yes, I don't know if you can see that there, everyone, but we've got 9 needles made of surgical steel on there. This treatment, again, it's obviously for collagen induction therapy. So anyone that wants to, we use it for premature aging, we use it for correcting aging, great for your lines, your wrinkles, your acne scarring, especially we've got that deeper depth for that pitted acne, atrophic scars, hypertrophic scars, hypopigment, hyperpigment, stretch marks, also great at stimulating hair growth, our anti-cellulite treatments, overall tone and stimulating cell renewal. Again, this is going to be your main collagen induction therapy tip. But Jess, do you want to talk us through some of the clinical benefits with this tip?
Definitely. So, like Denise said, it does go to 2.5. So I know that this is fantastic for being able to treat those harder conditions, especially body or really deep scarring and stretch marks where we potentially haven't been able to go and get those results for. However, you don't always have to go to the 2.5. It still does work like a normal needling device for us. So you still can get your 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and you can still customize just like you do with another needling device and change your accuracy and depth depending on what you're wanting to treat. But again, those real precise needles are going to be giving you that precise application and needle depth at every time. It's not going to be, oh, is these needles working? Is it working at the right depth? Precise application each and every time that you are treating. Because they are so thin and the application, and in a second, I'm going to show you the device and turn it on. But because you're not getting any of the pounding and things like that as well that's coming, you're just getting that real good precise trauma application, but there's no excessive swelling, there's no trauma, there's no pain. You're just getting all the benefits of needling without all the side effects that does come with other devices as well. So we're going to be able to do really quick, fast treatments. This is a slightly different, not just this tip, but this pen. They actually really recommend doing circles instead of just lines. And I know that that's like, we've always said in the past, you can do circles, you can do lines, you can do whatever works. But when we were testing this, and we still do circles in the pattern of our lines, but it actually was really much more comfortable, and it really gave you that really good, precise application that felt really comfortable with then just doing a line. Again, you can do whatever you prefer, but try it out and see for yourself the difference it makes, and not only for the comfort for you, but for the client, to get those real fantastic results. And homogeneous application is also key.
Yeah. Let's have a look at some great results with this. So this is on things that are quite difficult to treat, stretch marks and scarring, Jess.
Yes. So we've got 15 days after the 5th needling treatment. Like, you can see that there's a lot of stretch marks there and that real deep surgical scar that goes right the way through the abdomen. And as it goes around the belly button, you can see that it's almost disappeared. So that will continue to get better and improve as that collagen production lays down. But this would have been done with between a 2 and a 2.5 needle depth on here.
Yeah. And Jess, we talk about when we're needling and we're creating packages for our salons. Does anything change here in terms of how many treatments they need? Like, how would you compare that to your collagen induction package? Is it still typically a course of 6 or 3, or what would you
It's
recommend?
still, it depends on the client's concerns and conditions and where their skin journey is at, because obviously if a skin is not ready, it may take longer. But generally it would be similar timing. You may be able to get a couple less, but it generally would still be that similar timing for your clients. But the difference is you're going to have a faster recovery in between. So you could do those treatments slightly closer together, still space it out on what depth you've done and trauma to allow enough healing, but
Yeah.
you can still do them slightly closer together, say every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the depth you've done.
Yes. Yeah. And for those of you that are maybe on the market that are listening now and looking for a new pen, I want you to know that we also have a product called Fusion Mesotherapy, that you can use with this in conjunction to accelerate or enhance that result. I know that Fusion have a cocktail. We call it a steroid serum that is really good at treating stretch marks. For those of you that don't know about it, it's called Mesomatrix. And if you ever have clients that have stretch marks, you got to get onto that cocktail. It's incredible. Sorry, I had to mention that, Jess, because it's my favorite cocktail. I've seen incredible results with it. But yeah, so I suppose coming back to what Jess said, we're still suggesting that you continue with your normal needling packages the way you would sell them, whether you're selling them in packages of 3 and 6. Typically, that's what we would still recommend, Jess, correct?
Definitely.
And that would probably go as far as the micro pricking. Do we recommend kind of similar packages, or do you change the number of series of treatments needed, or is that still the
So
same?
with the micro pricking, they will all be done about 2 weeks apart. So you don't have to have any extended
Big
period
gap?
in between. So you
Mhm.
can get that client back in much sooner for their treatments. The nanopeel you could even do weekly if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But with your micro pricking, again, depending on what you're wanting to treat, but generally those packages of 3 and 6 are still phenomenal to get those results.
I love though how the micro pricking that really increases that frequency of visit, because they can come in sooner, right? So
Yes,
they don't have to wait
definitely.
4 weeks to recover. Love
Yeah.
that. But here's another great one on our needles with our micro needling tip. And this is just after one treatment, Jess. Is that right?
Yeah. I love around because everyone just gets drawn to the eyes.
I know.
But if you look around the mouth and the chin,
Yes.
that
Yep.
real deep line through there, you can see how much that has softened and broken up with all of that line there. Because I know first of all, I just look straight to the
Yes.
eyes, but then that one just there on the chin is
Yes.
amazing.
This one here. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's incredible. But you know what else I notice on this? Look at this patch of pigment here.
yeah,
And you can really see that's really broken down. It's so much lighter there. And
definitely. Just the overall
overall,
health of the skin.
yeah, overall the lines and wrinkles in this section here is just really really impressive.
Love it.
Okay. So, what are the benefits of having this pen really for the business, for your salon itself? The fact that it is a multifunctional device also means that you're able to, it opens it up to just the majority of clients that walk through your door are going to be suitable with this. Somebody, no matter who they are, no matter what age they are, no matter what their problem is, they're going to be able to have a treatment with this pen. It is one device with multiple treatment offerings, essentially, right? Our microdermabrasion
Mhm.
or nano peel. I don't want to call it microdermabrasion because I feel like that does it an injustice. We're going to call it nano peel, our micro pricking, and our micro needling. The quietest device on the market. I cannot tell you how soundproof it is. The fact that it has that titanium coating, it has this soundproof aluminum technology that makes for it to be the quietest experience. And that's what's really impressed me about it, how quiet it was. Do you know what it sounded like to me, Jess? Like, I don't know if you've ever had like cosmetic tattooing. Their
Mhm.
guns are like so expensive, right? A cosmetic tattoo gun is so much more expensive than traditional needling. But if anybody's had cosmetic tattooing or even had a tattoo, you can tell how quiet their gun is. And that's what they do really well with this. It sounds more like a tattoo gun. It's super, super
Do you want me
quiet.
to turn it on, Denise, so everyone can
Yeah,
hear?
please. I
Okay,
just
so
can't hear it.
don't know. I'll stop talking.
Are you sure it's on?
Yeah,
Wow, you can't hear it. That's unusual. There is no other needling device on the market that's as quiet as this.
yeah.
Imagine, we want, as therapists, we want to create that beautiful experience as much as possible, as well as the great results. So they can lie in that bed now without a noisy gun in their ear. They'll be able to relax more for you. They will totally enjoy this experience
And I
more.
think sometimes it's the noise that's traumatizing
It's traumatizing,
than
like
anything.
constantly. Yes, right.
Yeah.
So I love that. I think that's one of the biggest selling points of this device for me. I love how quiet it is. And it's able to do that because of it was purposefully built that way. It wasn't a fluke. They
Yes.
built
Yeah.
it, the technology that they put into this was a soundproofing aluminum casing, titanium casing that covers the entire pen. So it is super quiet for that beautiful experience for the client. I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning, but the motor also is plays a huge the it is Italian manufacturer, but they got their motors for this pen from Switzerland. And Swiss are known for making incredible motors. We know that they've got a global reputation. I mean, they're the best in the world at creating tiny little watch motors. So the motor in this is Swiss made. It's really premium quality. Um, what are the other benefits to the business? The fact that again, every time we introduce something, we really try and work on making you the most profitable salons in our industry. So having a low cost of treatment is important for us to be able to deliver that to you. I've done a lot of research on our competitive um, needle devices and the cost of their cartridges. Our cartridges with this pen are as low as $22.50. Some of the other tips are $24.95. But in comparison to other pens that are similar to this device, we're at a minimum $6 to $15 cheaper on our cost of cartridges compared to our competitors. That is one thing that I'm really, really so I want to sing that from the rooftops. So it's all about lowering our salon's cost of treatment. Low cost of treatment, low cost of cartridges, high ROI, of course, and easy to elevate and add on and upgrade existing treatments on that menu to increase that average spend per client. Um, I love that the nano peel and the micro pricking, Jess, they don't have to wait that 4 weeks for that skin to recover. So we know that you can see your clients more frequently. You could do a nano peel maybe once a week, Jess, right? On certain skins. Ideally, it's 2 weeks apart, but it really does help with increasing that frequency of your client. It increases the average client spend because it can be added in and elevate any treatment, especially other modalities. It is so easy to train. It is so easy to learn because they've really considered your junior therapist and your senior therapist. And that's one thing that I think, as I'm in the industry 20 years now, and I think from my experience, when often we launch collagen induction devices that can be too advanced sometimes in clinics, you'll find that the whole entire team as a whole sometimes doesn't get it all on board really quickly. The difference with this pen is the junior therapists feel so much more confident with pens like this, where they can control the speed better, the outcome. And then it's also that pen for that super experienced, really skilled therapist that's not afraid to, needle deep and treat them scarrings, the scar tissue and that stretch mark. So it really is a pen for all skill levels within your business. And that's what I love about it. Jess, have I missed anything? Any other benefit to the business? I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much summarizing it quite
I
nice.
think that is summarizing it quite well, yeah.
I suppose just summarizing what they do really well is that performance, that PDDS, performance deep double system needle depth and calibration. That system needle deep calibration is achieved worldwide. Just, I know we talked about that, but I really wanted to talk about when, because of the depth of that needles, Jess, I don't know if you remember the spaghetti terminology. Can you share that story? Because I loved that about the needles.
Yeah, so definitely when we're looking at our shorter needle depths as well, is if you think, and I wish I had thought to bring a piece of spaghetti, but I didn't. So imagine everyone's got a dry piece of spaghetti. You haven't cooked it yet, guys. So you've got your spaghetti, and when you put that up to your skin, when it's really long, you get like this flex, don't you? When you push something that is quite long up against your skin, long and thin, you get flex in it. So when you're trying to push a long thing through there, you can get waves and trauma and not a nice application into the skin. But when you have snap your spaghetti off and it's a nice short piece and you're putting that into the skin, it goes straight in. There's no flex, no bend, no movement. So you get that really precise application on there.
And that's what they do well, right? Since it's the needle depth is so precise and they don't have any bend on that needle. It's really clean puncture wound. So there's less tissue trauma or tear to the surrounding tissue. And it also makes for a very pain-free treatment.
Definitely.
Again, what's the next best thing? I think they're patented no flow anti-cross contamination cartridge. That's really special about this device. Again, yeah, very clinical, very clean, no worry about pathogens or anything spreading from the tip of the cartridge to the handpiece. Anything else I've missed on that, Jess? Anything else you'd like to add to that?
No, I was just going to talk about the double scaling, but I don't know if everyone can see this. Try and go up nice and close. So you can see here that you've got two lines of calibration, and that's what they call their double scaling. So when you've got your 0 down to 2.5, 2.5 all the way through here, this is the bottom line of scaling. We'll do our nano peel tip as well as our micro needling tip. But our top line only goes from 0 to 0.3. So that one there controls that micro pricking, which is where you get that true application of knowing, okay, am I at 0.3? Because those needles are shorter, they need that different scaling and different calibration on the system to give it that true accuracy when it's coming out onto the skin, because it's not just a longer needle that's hidden. It has actually a true, precise, shorter needle in there for that true precision application as well.
True precision. I love that. Thank you. I think that's a really cool feature to point out, Jess. Jess, there's one other feature that I love that we haven't shown them yet. Okay, right. So we know it has a 2 meter long cord, We know that you can use it cordless, so it holds 20 full treatments, but show us the cord situation because I think this is really clever.
Okay, before I do, what I want to draw your attention to is I know a lot of other devices, when the battery starts to go down, you just start to lose power. And then you're not getting that true calibration each time. However, if this starts to lose power, it will just shut off. So it will give you a warning that the battery is low to charge to start with. But then it will just turn off. So that way you're not losing power and compromising a treatment. So you can do it, use this one cordless, but you've also got this, what they call, and remember we're Italians here, so we like our cars. So they've created what they call a spoiler through here. So what they do is that cord will go in, try and get it nice and close there.
That's
And
good,
because
Jess.
you've got this spoiler locking it in as well, we know how many times do you have something plugged in and you knock the cord and the cord falls out. So I'm pulling and
Nothing
that cord
won't
is
come
not
out.
coming out at all. So you can use it nice and corded or wireless. Again, it's a 2 meter long cord. I did test it before we got on and I put it up against myself and it was way above my head. So it's a nice long 2 meter cord. It won't come out. The other benefit of that little spoiler is when you do put it in your little holder, that gets locked in and not going to fall out either.
Look at that beautiful design. Like it just holds so well on a bench. It's sleek, it's slim. It's just, yeah, I love the look of this pen. I love how balanced it is. And you can see the design. If you can
Yeah.
hold it up, Jess, you can see the curve of the pen where you got that easy grip hold on it. I just, yeah, it's
We did
really
a lot of testing with this pen as well. We took it out to all of our training team and some of our sales team, and they all got to play with it and see how it was after doing multiple treatments. Because we know sometimes when something's a little bit heavier, because we do know it's aluminium argold and designed that way for a reason. But sometimes it's like, is it going to work? Everybody loved how beautifully weighted and ergonomically designed it was. It was actually really comfortable in the hand
yeah.
and it made the treatment more comfortable to do, and definitely is not too heavy where you can't get through a whole day of this. It is just that beautiful optimum weight range for maximum comfort.
Yep, loved that. Um, yeah, what else do we want to say? And summarizing, obviously, they have the highest medical grade, that certification medical device, that 2B. I think, to get that medical certification, I'm sure our audience and the ladies that are listening and the men that are listening, what that means, by the way, is that any company that gets a medical clearance or a medical certificate like that on their pen, they have to provide a very detailed clinical papers and clinical data demonstrating that that device, is super safe and performs exactly as we says it can do. And that's why it's not easy to get them certifications, Jess. It's really,
Yeah,
really difficult to achieve. So I think that that's what's really special. And the fact that they are in hospitals in Europe and they are cleared to, needle areolas, especially post radiation and chemo, I think it says an awful lot about the precision and quality of this device.
definitely.
Yep. Registered trademarks as well, Campomats, micro pricking, and no flow. ISO approved as well. And that kind of summarizes it really for us. I also want to let everybody know that we have launched it with very special pricing to introduce it to our Australian customers. So we've got some great specials, especially end of financial year. And we've got our One Need Pro launch packages. I would reach out to us or reach out to your BDM if you're already, or if you're new to PBS. You are very welcome to write your name in a comment. Jess, we've got a few more minutes, Jess. How do you feel about answering some questions for the people that are on? Shall we do that
Definitely.
before we go?
Definitely. Pop your questions in the comment. I know we've had a lot of feedback, Denise, on how amazed everyone was with not hearing the device at all. It was so
I know,
quiet.
right? And we're not kidding. Like you literally cannot. It's definitely the quietest pen I've ever had a treatment with.
Yeah.
Um, is there any questions that we've missed, Jess? I mean, we can always answer questions later on if we've missed anyone. But feel free to reach out to us. What were you going to say, Jess?
I was just going to say we have created different protocols, not only just standalone protocols that you can implement with whatever product you have in your
Yes.
clinic. We've
Yep.
created some protocols that mix the two different tips together. And then we've created some protocols with image. So we are creating more protocols with it for you. We've also just finished designing our online training program as well, which will be available for everyone shortly.
Like
And so
everything that we do at PBS, I just want to
yeah,
clear this up in case we've got some non-PBS clients on. You know, we always provide you with training. So that training will be part of that launch package that you receive or you purchase. There'll be online modules as well as that one-on-one with an educator. And we also do all your marketing for you as well. So you'll have beautiful social media graphics, teaser campaigns, and so on. And then your business development manager is there to help you price it effectively for your customers and also give you all that treatment menu wording and that right text for approving on your website as well as your treatment menu. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Sometimes I presume everybody knows that about us, but I forget that it's not always the case with other companies. So we provide you with everything. Literally, when you take on that new pen, everything you need to be successful with it is there for you. Anything else, Jess, you want to add? Any there? Would you?
Brooke, I might come back to you with your question individually and
Yes,
help you answer that and customize that one a little bit better for you with the answer to that. So we will answer that one for you, Brooke. I'll hang back and do that for you.
awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Brooke, for commenting. I think that's it, Jess. I think we're going to leave it there. I wanted to thank
Perfect.
you again for coming on and listening. And again, reach out to us if you want any pricing on our package deals. We've also, by the way, created some new package deals with our Fusion, which is our cocktails as well, that are sterile cocktails for needling. But again, you can do pen only package. If you wanted to use your own product, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want more of an elevated option, we can do that with you for our Fusion cocktails too.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. Good to see everyone. Have a great week.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye.